I've designed a lot of WordPress sites and I have no idea. And that's okay, that's just something we can look up. Hi, welcome back to the channel where Google is my best friend. If you're new here, my name's Ash, I'm 27, I'm a cybersecurity enthusiast with 4 years in experience around the industry. On this channel, we play Capture the Flags, we learn cybersecurity together, and we share in our learning. On today's video, we're going over day 3 of the Advent of Cyber 2022 for TryHackMe's current event. For the other episodes, you'll have the playlist linked. Timestamps will be included and any other links that you need will be in the description. Okay, we're on tryhackme.com and we're up to task 8 for day 3. OSINT. Nothing escapes Detective McRed. Ooh. If you want a much better walkthrough, go check out CyberSec Meg. If you want a mediocre walkthrough, then by all means, stick around. Alf Recon McRed is trying to figure out how everything was compromised in the first place. If you remember, we had a defaced gift shop from our previous days. So on today's objectives, we are learning about OSINT, open source intelligence, techniques to extract useful information from websites, using the good old Google search engine, trying to find hidden directories through a robots.txt file, looking through whois lookup, searching through hacked databases, and looking through sensitive info on public GitHub repos. So first up, what is OSINT? Stands for open source intelligence, basically anything we can find on the internet. If you can find it in an open source or open internet method, then that's OSINT. So open internet meaning anything that's indexed by a search engine. Something like a closed forum where you need to log in and that you can't just search and see, that's not indexed by a search engine. So what about some techniques? Something called Google dorking. So just using Google to search, but using some specific search queries or search terms that we can find maybe some hidden areas within the open internet. So we've got some terms like in URL, file type, site, cache. And we have an example here of looking through any github.com with the term db_password. Next up, whois lookup? It's a database that stores public domain information as a registrant or the domain owner. So there's contacts for the admin, billing, technical people, all in a centralized database. And this holds some PII or personal identifiable information against the company, like email addresses and mobile numbers, if it's available. A lot of the time, you'll have this information that's redacted because people are paying for the privacy options. I always struggle a little with whois. I'm like, I'll use it and I still don't get anything. So hopefully I can learn something. So here's an example of using whois to look up the domain github.com, and we can find it's related to markmonitor.com. Interesting. Next up, robots.txt is a publicly accessible file created by the website admins intended for search engines. So this file, it helps engines like Google and Bing, telling them what is allowed to be searched through, what is not allowed to be searched through. And we can see this example for google.com/robots.txt. Areas that, no, even Google, you can't go there. Next up, breach database search. So there's a fantastic free service called Have I Been Pwned, which is created and operated by a fellow called Troy Hunt, a fellow Australian. He goes and collects this information, being leaked databases. So people who have got into databases and then shared that information, whether it's on the dark web or hacker forums or wherever, he'll go and get that information, verify it, and then he will put it up on his systems so that you can go through, enter your details to check if you're on one of those leaked databases. Completely safe, he doesn't collect anything, there's no issues with using this service. Troy's very well known in the cybersecurity space. All right, next up, searching GitHub repos. So if you haven't used GitHub, it's owned by Microsoft. Git is a version control software, so it's sort of like how developers can all work on a single project and all the code can be organized. Nobody's writing over the top of each other. And it's become an extremely accessible way for people to share code and share projects. There's actually a lot of hacking tools that are on GitHub, among plenty of other apps and software. So we have a little gift here of someone searching through github.com. They're searching Santa gift shop. So maybe that's what we're going to end up doing. All right, let's actually follow that. Let's navigate to github.com and let's follow what we got. So it looks like this is going to be a part of our scope for this project. So this is within scope. Looks like this is a TryHackMe account that they've created. So the GIF is true. Alrighty, so let's get on to our practical, our tasks, our challenges, if you will. First one up here, what is the name of the registrar of the domain santagift.shop? Let's open up a new tab and let's look up whois. So we can go to who.is and give that a good old copy and go and paste that in. So we're looking for the name of the registrar. The registrar, as we learned, is the official keeper of records made in a register. So if we scroll down, we've got our registrant, contact information, redacted for privacy. This is what I was saying about earlier. I always find this. We've got organization, privacy service provided by withheld for privacy. That's supposed to be L. So I believe in this case, we'll be able to use Namecheap. So if you've never used Namecheap, that's where you can actually purchase domains. So in this case, there's no personal information. There's just the company that it's registered through. So the next question, we've got find the website's source code repository on github.com. I think we already have. And open the file containing sensitive credentials. Can you find the flag? All right, so I've already got that open. If you haven't, just search Santa gift shop, all one word. Now, by looking at these files, we can tell a few things. These are written in PHP and that they're a part of WordPress. So I only know this because I've built WordPress sites and I've been around WordPress. And we've got some important files, the configuration file, the settings file, the login file. So these are all good files for us to go in, have a little poke around. So let's start at config. So if we look anywhere between lines 28, 32, we've got the database user is root and the database password we've got written in plain text here for us. I'm not sure if this is the actual flag. Chuck it in. Nah, okay. It's not the flag, but let's go ahead and look at login. Yeah, we've got 1,532 lines to go through, so fair few. Our login file is suggesting WP settings, so let's go have a look at there. I'm sort of just manually scoping through, not really finding anything, so we might try a few search terms. Up in that same search box that we used earlier, we can just search like a term and just look in this repository. And it looks like we've got a variable in the config.php. So I hadn't looked there, but we've got a variable flag equals TryHackMe OSINT works. So let's go pop that in. Awesome. Looks like we found the right one. Great. So our next one we've got here, what is the name of the file containing passwords? So that's a good question. And we've got a few contenders. Maybe it's login. I've designed a lot of WordPress sites and I have no idea. And that's okay. That's just something we can look up. So there should be a database. But I guess in this situation, there is no database. It's just the WordPress side. So in this case, is it just going to be config that sets up like we saw earlier, which defined the user and the password? So maybe we'll just go config. All right, config. See, I was looking at WP config, but this was actually where our password was. So it looks like they've copied the WP config and they've just made this new config file. It's pretty similar. It's just a copy of it. Okay, cool. So it's config.php in this case, but I think usually for a standard WordPress install, could be dead wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's usually wp-config. Okay, cool. Next up, what is the name of the QA server associated with the website? What's a QA server? QA stands for quality assurance. Probably the QA server is suitable for testing, measuring quality. There's another server somewhere associated with this project. Oh, cool. Here it is. So in the readme.markdown file, they've kindly put in some domains for us. So the Santa.gift shop, which actually is, they do have it live, but we can go to qa.santa.gift shop. It's nothing, but I mean, that's our answer. Okay, cool. So we got that one. So next, what is the DB_password that is being reused between QA and production environments? Interesting. So are we assuming that this WP config is the quality assurance and this is the production one? Or was it just the password that's in config? All right, let's just try this. It might just be this. Oh yeah, okay. So if we actually look at the file, we've got the database host name here, which is the domain qa.santagift.shop, and then the passwords here again for the actual domain. Okay, so that means it's definitely this password. Too easy. Well, that wraps us up for this room. As you can see, day 4 is already out, so that's what I'm going to be doing next. Subscribe if you want to stick around and see that, because that'll be going up soon. Otherwise, thank you very much for tuning in and checking out this video. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and even hit the bell for some reason, because that's a thing. Up on the screen, you're going to see some more TryHackMe rooms. I hope you go over and check that out, enjoy that, and give me some feedback. Appreciate it. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye. Do I wave? No. Okay, bye.